my God. Guys, I just need $1 billion. The first thing I do, I would arrest the manufacturer of my alarm clock. That's number one priority. I would bring these guys into a room and I would make them listen to their alarm. Their goddamn alarm that they designed. For a week straight. Imagine being in solitary confinement and hearing an alarm go off for a week straight. I mean, you open up the door and the guy just comes out like a stark raving lunatic. If you want to see the power of the human body, he'd probably just pick you up and give you the Ultimate Warrior press slam over the head. Oh my God, I lived for that as a kid. Listen, all I wanted to see was Ultimate Warrior run into the ring at 3,000 miles an hour. I wanted to see him pick somebody up. Listen, guys, this is what I love. I love people. Well, you know, the Ultimate Warrior didn't have the greatest wrestling technique. Yeah. Okay, and your mother's got tits that hang to the floor. Nobody gives a shit. The guy came in, number one, he was ripped to shreds. He was huge. He's running 1,800 miles an hour to the ring. When he speaks, you're like, this guy is on, like, he's on cocaine. And I don't know. He's on cocaine and crystal meth, okay? And he just got out of an Indian shaman somewhere. You ever hear the way this guy used to talk? My favorite one was the one where he's talking about Hulk Hogan. Well, what else is new? And he said he was going to get on the flight with Hulk Hogan and grab the controls for the plane and nosedive the plane into the ground. I said, holy shit. Come on, this is the 1980s, baby. Yeah, where you could threaten to kill somebody on live TV. And yourself at the same time. I can't tell you. The Ultimate Warrior. And then he would press slam he would lift another man over his head. And big guys too. Listen, we all used to talk about Hulk Hogan slamming Andre the Giant. This was like a rite of passage. This automatically got you into the Hall of Fame. That was basically it. They came up to you with the paperwork afterwards. Just sign here, okay? You're in the Hall of Fame. That's basically it. Okay? So enjoy your 19 Hans Blowies tonight. As a matter of fact, you could have tore your spinal cord. As long as you slammed them, you could have tore your spinal cord that night and never wrestled again. And you could just go to a bar. And you know, hey, listen. You're a total pig now. You used to have shoulders like cannonballs, okay? Now your shoulders look like, I don't know, like an avocado cut in half with the pit out. Chick comes over to you. She's like, you look familiar. And you're like, yeah? Were you on a flight with Hulk Hogan? Oh my God, are you the Ultimate Warrior? You're like, that's the fuck right. And the bartender's like, ultimate fucking lush. Hey, Ginhead, you want another one? Remember in, what was it? It's my favorite part of It's a Wonderful Life. When the old man comes in all drunk, and the bartender's like, hey, Ginhead. Like, what, you call that customer service? Give me a break. I just want to own a bar, so I just work behind it. I want to learn who the town drunk is. That's right. It doesn't take much time. Listen, we used to... Listen, now you got the town fentanyl addict. All right? He doesn't last too long, okay? And so the next guy's ready. There's a line of people like, who are you? What is this line? Oh, we're lining up to be the town fentanyl addict. We're just waiting for this guy to die. It should be, I don't know, another 3 minutes now. I would never do drugs these days. I'm sorry, I don't know how you guys do it. I would only grow pot in my backyard and smoke it. That's it. With fentanyl going around, this has got to be some kind of motherfucking high, baby. I mean, think about it. With all the people dropping dead from this shit. Anyhow. This is, and I still have my Ultimate Warrior singlet on. Not singlet, the fucking, what do you call them? Bikini trousers? And I say, that's right. And then I go, I body slammed Andre the Giant, and you just pull these drawers to the side and let your nuts flop out. And then you say to her, I can't understand why my nuts are dry right now. So why don't you get your tongue out? And the next day she's with the Goyles. She's like, oh my God, you'll never believe it. They're like, what happened? You know? And you're like, I gave the guy that body slammed Andre the Giant a Hans Blowy. They're like, oh, really? Yeah, how was it? He had a hemorrhoid dangling over the mattress. I couldn't concentrate. Can I have coffee, please? What do you think? Lifting Andre the Giant doesn't give you instant hemorrhoids? Your rectum comes out like a slide whistle. Like, who is that? Somebody, what's that? And you're like, I farted. And you're like, oh my God, he's the Ultimate Warrior? He used to be the Ultimate Warrior. What are you going to say? Now he's got to go for the ultimate prostate exam. Oh, well, he's dead, right? Hey, God bless. God bless. Ultimate Warrior, God bless. Rest in peace. Rest in peace. Guarded right now is like, get this fucking guy out of here. He won't shut up. All right, intensity. We get it. Intensity. I know. Guys. Oh, I'm sorry. Oh, we got Javier dropped off a pressure washer for me. That's right. He comes barreling in. I'm trying to record a project in here. He comes barreling in. You fixie. And I'm like, what? How? What? And by the time I could like even focus, he's gone. I hear the front fence. The front fence that my downstairs tenant, he likes to close it like he ties a chain to it and ties the other side of the chain to the back of his truck as he drives away. The son of a bitch cracked the latch. The latch of it came flying off and ripped half of the PVC post off. Whatever it is. Vinyl. I don't know what it is. This fucking Hamish is shit. I'm like, oh, great. How much does that gate cost? $900? I don't know. So now I got this fucking Powerwall. I love this guy. He gets his citizenship. Oh, you have no idea. He walks around like Mo Green now. Okay, you come. Hey, stop the band. What did you do, Mo Green? Hey, Michael, how are you? Start the band, girl. Start dancing. Hey, Michael, here's a power wash. Why don't you get yourself a screwdriver, huh? All right. Remember Mo Green? He came in with his big entourage. Come on. This guy was living. Smack around Fredo a little bit? Let me tell you something right now. If Fredo's only admitting to his brother one smack, there were 20 other smacks. Are you kidding me? Got Fredo sitting there doing coke off the slot machines. He's like, what the fuck are you doing? And you tell your brother, and there'll be 20 more of those. You prick. It's like, oh, Mo, I'm sorry, I'm smart. That's what really taught me that if you say you're smart, you're really not smart. If somebody says to you that they're smart, They just identified themselves as somebody not smart. Isn't that incredible? And if somebody says I'm really dumb, they just identified themselves as somebody very smart. I must be the smartest man on planet Earth. Oh yeah, you got to see the swagger now that he's an American citizen. You have no idea. Anyhow. I'm waiting for him to go out and buy a Cadillac. Like a drop-top, fucking Eldorado. I guess Eldorado wasn't the one to have, right? Yeah, with the bullhorns on the front. It's a cream puff, man. It's a cream puff. Hey, that's nice. Hey, you got a car now. Maybe you could drive me to the garage sales. I love it. I drive this guy to the garage sales. He go, what time you go? What time you go? I'm going at 8:30. I said, as soon as 8:30 strikes, I do a burnout out of here. I'm going to lose him. Well, the prick shows up at like a half hour early. I see him out on the front steps. Like a fucking dog. I said, Javier, come inside. What are you doing? Come inside. Hey, Yessie. Lot of garaje. I said, yeah, mucho garaje. He said, mucho garaje? Mucho garaje? I said, I don't know. We'll see. I never like to talk it up when I take somebody garage sailing. I like to make it seem like it's going to be a bad day. So like, oh, what do you think? We're going to hit today? I said, I doubt it. I don't know. It's, it's Earth Day tomorrow. And, I don't know. We'll see. And then I love it when you take somebody out new and they find a whole bunch of shit. And then they think garage sailing is something that it really isn't. And then they want to go every week. And then they ditch you, number one. They ditch you. This is how greedy people are. It's like when I take Javier to the garage sales. It's like I don't even get the car and park. The door is open and he's running up the driveway. I'm like, you fucking cocksucker. You fucking cocksucker. And then he's like buying stuff as soon as he gets there. I'm like, what are you doing? I didn't even get to the curb yet. I was like, wow, Javier, when did you get into video games? You motherfucker. Anyway. Oh, yeah, then I love this. I took my sister-in-law. She came with me once. She found all the shit. Yeah, then I got it unloaded out of the trunk for her. And then the next week, I bump into her at a garage sale. I'm like, oh, well, I go, oh, big surprise on her face. I'm like, oh, this is your new thing now, huh? Pulling the rug out from under me? God damn you. That's great. What are you going to do? I don't mind abroad for competition. Well, I don't know what they buy. Scarves, high heel shoes, handbags, clothes. Give me a break. I always wanted the woman's perspective on garage sailing. Because they're finding shit like we're finding shit. You understand? But just for broads. So I always wanted that piece of knowledge. Like I bump into a guy who does jewelry once in a while. I talk to him. I kind of know him. And he told me all these secrets to picking jewelry. Like this you rub, it's jade. If you rub it and it's cold, it's real jade. I'm like, wow. I said, let me throw that in the old Rolodex. There's certain things you don't forget. I was like, that's an important little piece of information. He's like, you can tell if it's a diamond. You put in this monocle here. I'm like, all right, you went too far. I'm not looking at jewelry at a garage sale with a monocle on. That kind of gives you away, doesn't it? You're like this. They're like, I'll take this one here. And the guy at the garage sale's like, oh, I forgot. That one's not for sale. Honey, call the pawn shop. Anyhow. Yeah. Oh, and then they go out. Oh, it's a party. Now they're out. They're your competition. So there you have it. I remember one time I went to an estate sale. And I go upstairs and it's a bedroom. Like I'm in, you're in somebody's bedroom. Very creepy. Like there's still clothes in the dresser sometimes. You're like, wow, what happened to this person? Aneurysm? Can you imagine an aneurysm where you're just walking? You're like, yeah, you know, this, that, the other thing. You just collapse to the floor. Imagine seeing somebody have an aneurysm. You're like, holy shit. The head bounces off the floor. It's like, doing. Guys, you don't have some clothes to fold? I find that hard to believe. I try to help my wife fold clothes. Huge mistake. She's got to yell at me. I'm like, fine, you fucking do this yourself. I mean, I don't know what you want from me. You fold it. You fold it. Everything has to be perfect with her. She's like doing origami with the clothes. I was like, no wonder why you hate this nightmare. I don't know. I said over those clothes, you fold the clothes, your fucking back is killing you. I don't know, my back is killing me after everything I do. The one big thing that I'm the most afraid of when I wake up in the morning is for some reason I gotta shampoo my hair every morning. That's like a thing I got from my mother. My mother would shampoo her hair. You want to know how crazy DNA is? You're gonna pick up habitual things from your parents. Like, this isn't even related to, like, your appearance, where you would think, okay, you know, you got your mother's nose, you know, and hide the coke, by the way. And, you know, but you, I mean, you can have your mother's blowjob ability if you're a guy. You wouldn't even know. I mean, hopefully. Don't. Like, you know, not to get disgusting, because my mother watches, but I always had this fascination with, like, you know, like railing a chick and then railing a mother. I know. Sorry, Mom. Sorry for humiliating the entire family. And just see if there's any similarities in bed that go through the DNA. And then you sit down with the mother afterwards and you say, you know something? You fuck just like your daughter. I mean, any Danish around here? No? All right. I could use a refill. I mean, honestly, the certain nuances. Could you believe that? You say, well, you know, your mother. I got to tell you something, Carol. You know, you do that just like your mother. It's incredible. She's like, what? It's like, it's true. I can't. What am I going to tell you? What am I going to tell you? You guys don't have an SAT to take? I didn't even take my SAT. I was like, why is that? I always wondered about that. I think my parents were like, no, just go get a job as a garbage man somewhere. You ever think that... I always think about this, and not to say the opposite of what we just said before, but sometimes I think I'm a real moron. Like a real one. A lot of times I think about this stuff when I take a piss. I said, what if you're a real stupid person? Nobody's going to really tell you. And you're not going to really know yourself. Anyway, what am I going to tell you? I've been listening to a lot of U2 lately. Yeah, old U2. Let me tell you something right now. I haven't listened to U2 since the 90s, the early 90s. I got on a U2 tear. I tell you what, early U2 is good. It's good, man. It's good. Fucking War. You want to go listen to an album? Go listen to War again. This is an incredible album. You see that? October? Gloria? Oh my God. Gloria in el cante. Gloria. Gloria. And then the part where it's like, and he's like, in el cante. Come on. The Edge, let me tell you something. The Edge was a good guitarist. I know. You, Jimi Hendrix is spinning in his grave right now. He's a good guitarist. He reminds me of a newer version of Keith Richards. A different version. Listen, Keith Richards said it the best. He said basically, music is like empty space. And it's how to fill the empty space. And it's like, I'm like, that's it. He's right. He's right. It's like filling in the silence. Not too much, eh? Not too much, eh? He used to say, well, he was like Carl Sagan. Carl Sagan was like, an apple pie comprises mostly of nothing. And you're like, what? A what? Oh, really, Carl? How come I can't put my fucking fist through it without it exploding? And you're like, wow. There's more space between atoms than the size of the atoms. You understand? When you get down to a molecular level, it's like the universe. Isn't that crazy and odd? That we're on this, like, I don't know, this fractal pattern? The largest things and the smallest things look exactly the same. Electrons rotating around, protons and neutrons? They're galaxies. I mean, what the fuck? It's almost like if you zoom out from the universe and you get into some bigger pig's body. That's right, you thought you had slobs on Long Island? We're the red blood cell for some fat slob. Can you imagine that? Talk about getting an x-ray. You get an x-ray, you're like, holy shit, you got the whole entire universe in there. You are the universe, an organism. And then you go out and that son of a bitch is on another planet. Right? We're on a proton, don't you get it? And it's like, I'm so afraid that our red blood cell is going to be the one that travels to his hand and he starts clapping. And you're like, oh, that's it. Yo, Big Bang again. That's what the Big Bang was. Somebody clapped their hands. You know what kind of explosion this is on a molecular level? Oh my God, everybody living on those electrons is like, holy shit! Imagine if you were just far away enough to hear the clap, but not get affected. Maybe if you were up here. No, even then it's probably because I bend my arm. They told me if I bend my arm, red blood cells die. Or molecules, right? Cells die. Cells just die. Holy shit, you work out. Oh, you lift something heavy. You're ripping and shredding universes. At least go vacuum under your bed. I know it's a mess under there. Please. Anyhow, I'm listening to you too, man. Fucking War is such a great album. Let me tell you something. Remember, my first experience seeing U2 was Sunday Bloody Sunday at that concert. It was like the outdoor concert. It was like they were playing in the mountains and it was like flames coming up. I was like, who the fuck are these guys? And it was Sunday Bloody Sunday. And let me I gotta tell you right now, Adam Clayton plays a wicked bass, right? Wasn't he the guy always getting drunk? He was the guy in and out of rehab. Of course, you play the bass guitar. This is mandatory drinking involved here. What am I gonna tell you? But these guys were taking the world by the cock. And they had that typical Irish, like, complaining about everything. You know? Zombie! Like, we're like, oh, we get it. Sinead O'Connor was just complaining about everything. Could you imagine being married to this bitch? Oh, my God. You know how I knew she was a real miserable? Those lyrics. all the flowers that you planted in the backyard. Like, yeah, oh, he's the one planting the flowers, you fucking miserable. Plant some flowers. People that plant flowers are happy. That's right. You want to get with a chick? If she's planting flowers, she's happy. Just a theory. I tell you what, Irish people know how to complain in their music. That's for sure. That's for motherfucking sure. The injustice, this, that, I know, we get it, Bono. The injustice. Everybody, yeah. But didn't they have the world by the nutsack? And I love when they did, listen, I used to go to sleep watching YouTube, what was YouTube's video? The movie they did, Rattle and Hum. I would go to sleep, if I came home drunk, okay, I would watch the beginning of Rattle and Hum. And I don't know, there's something about it. It's the Edge singing Van Diemen's Land. And it's that beginning where they're coming to America. Do you understand? This is what's so exciting about Rattle and Hum. It's like they're making this move to America, and you could tell, listen, we all know the Joshua Tree. Okay? They had America affected them. And the best was when they go to the church in Harlem, okay? And the band comes in and they got their coked up, I don't know, it's like their handler. It's like the guy that gets them coffee. I don't know, but he comes in and he's got like this white jacket on and white pants. And he comes in there and he's got an orchestra stick like this. And he's like coked out of his brain. He looks like the bad guy from, you motherfucker. From The Professional. Remember the bad cop that was always like coked out of his mind? And he comes in and, you know, the black choir is singing and he's like this with them. And you just know everybody in the choir is like, what's this fucking honky doing? Let this motherfucker come into our church like this. And you two is like, oh boy. Guys, you gotta slow him down on the coke. Even they were like, oh boy. So now he comes in with like a bullhorn, right? Or something like that. He was like, come on. All right. Here we go. Here we go. All right. He's like, all right, 1, 2. I'm a coked up white guy that's going to show black people about rhythm right now. All right. We're going to do it on 3, 4, 5, and... Yeah. Woo. Harlem. I love Harlem. Oh, my God. Listen, guys, I got to go out, get another 8-ball. I'll be back momentarily. I mean, you're in Harlem, right? 8 balls and hookers. I mean, what happened? Oh, I know. Harlem's the place to be right now. We know. Isn't this what always happens? Let me tell you something right now. 30 years ago, you wouldn't have went into Brooklyn without a switchblade. Okay, now you go there and you're a guy, you might as well put on, I don't know, Daisy Dukes and high heels. What happened to Brooklyn? That's what I want to know. Like nobody, like everybody used to have would wear the shirt, you know, Brooklyn. Like, yeah, what about it? Brooklyn. Now it's like, you're like, you have the shirt and it's like, Brooklyn. Hi guys. I live in Brooklyn. Hey, listen. It's either that or you're wearing a scarf in the summertime. Okay, we all know. And the sunglasses like Audrey Hepburn. That's right, with the jeans on way too tight, rolled up with the iron worker boots on. We know. That's right, and they have to be well worn, like you actually do work. Yeah, okay. I used to go to Brooklyn, and my buddy lived there, and he had a stereo system. I got news for you. I think he paid like $50,000 for the stereo system. He was an audiophile. You ever get around these guys? You can throw up into your own pants. Listen, I don't care about you. It's a $5,000 needle on a record player. I'm going to tell you what right now. Okay, because I've experienced it. When it comes to audio, you can spend $1,000 on a stereo system, and then for every notch to sound better, the cost goes up exponentially. So when you get to the $50,000 stereo system, it sounds a little bit better. I don't know. Listen, I grew up listening to Kiss on the hiss of a cassette tape. All right, bitch. Didn't change anything for me. I don't know. I got this vintage Pioneer receiver, and it's painful to listen to because it sounds so beautiful. It's like the Sansui 1010 over here, but the one I use downstairs, the Pioneer SX 1050. It's absolutely gorgeous, and I hate turning it on. I say because one day it's gonna break. Everything breaks. Do you understand? Everything just turns to dust. The things that you cherish so much, they turn to dust. And I look at this thing and I turn it on and I said, when is going to be the day that it betrays me? And that's the day I get rid of it. Because to be honest with you, you take it to a repair shop. All right, number one, I love how they make you leave a deposit. That's how you know you're getting ripped off. Anyhow. The capacitor's bad. What do you think? This guy's going to try to find the exact same capacitor? He's going to hop on this Alibaba and buy 1,000 capacitors and use one of those Hamisher fasteners inside your machine. That's right. And you got to turn it on. You got to turn on your fucking tank. Okay? And Jim Morrison is going to sound like fucking Morris the Cat. Guys, there's nothing going on here. I mean, I'm sure you could see that from a mile away, but I don't know. Get out of here. Just get out. Just run. Just run, please. Guys, Callahan here. Just like that, we're scanning for crimes. Reporting for duty. Yes, so. So, you know, more good news for California. I mean, Potsy's running for mayor. This is why I can't read the newspaper anymore. I said, Potsy? Guys, this is like, why don't you have, I don't know, Tickle Me Elmo in there while you're at it? Who's going to vote for for just for the sake of humanity? You can't have Potsy being the mayor of a state in the United States of America. Fuck. I'm talking! Potsy from Happy Days. Remember Potsy? Number one, what the fuck type of name is Potsy? Guys, we gotta get out of this one. We gotta get out of this one. It's like this woman that in West Virginia. Did you hear this? She got attacked by a guy with a machete, and the police found her. She was so brutally attacked, they just assumed that she's a goner. I imagine. I could never be a homicide cop. That's for sure. My partner would be like, wow, who ordered brisket? And I'd be like this, pang. Like, yeah, I'm out on workers' comp. Yeah, I was in homicide. This is where you're drinking at a resort. I got news for you right now. If you've ever been to a resort, half the people there are out on workers' comp. Oh, yeah. I remember one guy was telling me he was out on workers' comp. He had 2 rods installed in his spine, and then he's doing cannonballs. He got so drunk, he's doing cannonballs off the diving board. I said, okay. The next day I see him, he was like, he could barely walk. He was walking to the buffet like this. I was like, nice cannonballs. Oh, thanks. Get the fuck out of here, I'm talking. I love it. The vacation is, to me, the most depressing thing you can do in your life. It is. Because you're going to live so good, and you're going to say, this is what sends me home, crying in my soul. I'll never forget the one time I'm like, I'm in Vegas at the Mirage. I'm on the rooftop bar, and I got a drink in one hand, and I got my neck against the sweltering concrete. This is Vegas, guys. The sun is beating on the concrete edge. It's like this rounded edge. I got my neck on the edge. My feet are floating like this. It's a topless bar. There's a rack of tits passing by every 3 seconds. And I had my drink, and I almost started to cry. Not with joy, with horrible sadness. Because I knew that this was going to be over soon. That's the horrible thing about vacation. You say to yourself, some people live like this every single day. And it twists my stomach into knots to imagine that I can't live like that every day. Oh my God. And it like okay, I'll get in a place where I'm like drinking, and I'm poolside, and there's just like chicks with thongs everywhere, and I'm like, oh man, I think we got to go back on Tuesday. Okay, so that leaves me with 1, 2, 3. Okay, we got 3 days left. This, that, and it's depressing. I can't even think straight. Rita can't handle it either. And then you go home and you're like, oh my God, I'm going home. I'm broke because I spent all the money on vacation. I have to go back to work, and I have to slave myself into the ground for another year to come do this again. If you can do this again. If you don't have some guy sending $70 billion worth of military equipment to the Ukraine. What the fuck is going on here? Listen to me right now. If I was president of the United States, I could not fuck things up the way they're fucked up right now. Do you realize that? There hasn't been one solid decision made by this president yet. How is this possible? How is this possible, America? I'm asking you right now. Something is going on. Okay? You don't have to be Robert Oppenheimer to figure this out. We are on the edge of something insane. It can only be insane at this point. Why are we sending $70 billion worth of military equipment over to Ukraine? Listen, I understand what's happening in the Ukraine. It's a terrible thing. It's none of our business. Oh my God. This guy is trying to start a nuclear war. This is nothing more than a chessboard with the United States on one side, Russia on the other side, and the pieces of the Ukraine and the military on the board. The young Russian men and the people of the Ukraine. But you know how this chess game ends? Okay? Not like when I play with my son and he wins. He beat me again at chess the other day. Swear to God. I said, that's it. I give up on life. I said, do me, thank you, sir. He's like, I win. I said, do me a favor, grab a shovel and dig a hole in the backyard for Daddy so I could just jump into it. He beat me again in chess. I won't tell it to anybody. Except for, I don't know, everybody watching now. 6-year-old. I said, that's it, I'll never play chess again. This is an embarrassment. And I just chalk it up to, I'm not paying attention, I made a horrible mistake, but I think he beat me. Like, really beat me. And I'm trying, trust me, I'm not trying to brag on my son. It's the last thing I'm here to do. Okay? But, I don't know. You ever hear people talk about their kids? Like they're the most exalted human beings of all time? It can make you sick to your stomach. You ever got to sit there and listen to somebody talk their kid up? Let me tell you something, nobody wants to hear that shit. Oh, you know, Mikey hit a home run yesterday? Oh my God. It went sailing over the fence. Like, nobody gives a shit. Nobody gives a shit. Your kid's an asshole. That's all. And I know that because you're an asshole. So, I mean, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. That's right. Like, didn't they find the videotape of this Hunter Biden guy? Like, measuring out his blow on a scale? This is what we're dealing with here. Like, what is this? Like, you can't imagine a presidency, like, going any further south. Like, what's next? What's next? Your wife's going to hop on stage and pull a donger out of her pants? I don't know what to expect next. Something's going to happen. I'm waiting for Biden to get up to the mic and be like, hey, guys, cha-cha-cha. This is all a big prank. I don't know. This has got to be a joke. This has got to be a prank at this part. I look around. Well, listen, everybody I know is bleeding from the asshole. What the fuck is going on here? You gotta start smoking cigarettes. You want to know why everybody's on drugs? You gotta be on drugs with this president. Holy shit. You gotta be high. You look at the TV screen. Oh, well, what's this guy up to now? Oh, I don't know. We're gonna just shut down oil production, you know? That's all. You're like, oh, that's great. Anybody have a heroin needle anywhere? I have a feeling I know where this is going. That's right. What do you want to do next? You want to sell off the strategic oil reserves to China? All right, sounds good. That's great. Good luck with that one. All right, I'll be down at the beer distributor. Let me tell you something right now. I remember I used to pick up bottles on the side of the road, you know, for 5 cents. This was a big ordeal for a kid. And you go in there and you get like, listen, it was summertime. Do you understand? We used to bring these huge, like, almost like contract leaf bags full of cans and bottles down to the beer distributor. And you know what? The cans were faded from the sun. They all looked like shit, you know? So they went there and the guy didn't want to deal with them because they were dirty. So he told us one day, he goes, you got to wash those cans. Bottles and cans. Anyway, I went home crying. My father caught wind of this. And you got to understand something. My father was in road construction, had 3 children. Okay? And at the time, they used to call my father Moondog Spot. Because that's what he looked like. He went down to the beer distributor. He got nose to nose with the guy. Okay? And then he came home and he said, go bring your cans to the beer distributor. You understand what went down here? And then we come in and the guy's like, oh, hey, kids, come on in. Let me take those cans. Oh, there's a pile of dog shit on the bottom of this bag. No problem. Thanks, guys. Hey, listen, see you around. Anybody want a lollipop? Then we take the money that we got from recycled cans and we go over to the mini market, okay? Where the Turkish guy was. Fucking shit, fucking shit, fucking shit, fucking shit. This is the only thing we heard the guy say. We walk in, he go, oh, hey, guys. And then he'd go over to, like, the ham slice. Somebody asked for a ham sandwich. He'd be like, fucking shit, fucking shit, fucking shit, fucking shit. We take the quarters. We ask for quarters. We go back by the arcades. 3 arcades. Okay? Donkey Kong 3. Moon Patrol. Centipede. Sometimes Centipede would be in there. Sometimes Pole Position. And then later on in the afternoon, we go down to Drago Pizza. They'd have Altered Beast. And R-Type in the stationery store next door. You kidding me? We get a Wolverine comic book. That was the thing to do. Or Toy Boy. Remember Community Comics? Toy Boy? That's right. I get a Sicilian slice. Then we go to the bait and tackle shop. And they had Cabal in there. Remember Cabal? You play a couple rounds of Cabal. And then I would get a new fishing lure. Okay, at that time it was what was the big fishing lure? It was the Castmaster. That's right. And if you really had some cheddar, you bought the Hopkins. What was it called? The Hopkins 22? Or something like that. Everybody bought the Castmaster because it was cheap. But if you bought the Hopkins, oh, you were catching fish. And then we go down to the canal and rip the fish right out of the canal. You have no idea. Snappers. All summer long. Snappers. And every once in a while you'd catch a hacklehead. And I remember you pull it up and it would slam on the floor. You'd slam it on the dock. And it would make that hollow sound like it's because it had that big mouth. A hacklehead is the ugliest. I don't know what they're called. Tommy Tots? Bluegills, Tommy Tots. I don't know what they're called. Remember Quint? The hell is a Tommy Tot? Give me a rest. The hacklehead would flop on the floor and it'd be like, it was like the basket case of fish. And you're like, oh God. It'd be like, cut the line, kick it in the water, goodbye. The old timers, we used to put a knife right through its head. Hackleheads, I could never do that. They would take a knife through the head and twist it. Kill the hacklehead and throw it back in the water. I was like, what do you got against, now that I think about it, what do you got against hackleheads? They used to swallow your hooks. That's why. That's why. Like, listen, you can't come over here swallowing a $5 hook, goddamn you. Back then, there was a lot of cash, there was a lot of fucking wood. Give me a break. Yeah, the old timers used to come up and they fucking stab them. Be like, oh, it was like, you hear the knife scraping against the bone. You're like, oh God, what a way to go. And I remember you catch snappers and the hook would be buried so deep, you ripped it out and then like you ripped half the fish's jaw off. You're like, oh boy, all right. You're like, okay, good buddy, good luck with that one. Because you couldn't eat snappers. You just catch them and throw them back. You know? We didn't have Filipinos here yet. No, come on, it's true. Let me tell you something. If it comes out of the water, Filipino's gonna eat it. I'm here to tell you, I've seen it happen. We used to catch porgies. Do you understand? Porgies are like a skeleton with a tail. Nobody eats them. I saw a Filipino guy eating them. He was eating a porgy sandwich. And he was feeding the sandwich in one side of his mouth and bones were going out of the other side of his mouth. I never saw anything like this in my life. If I eat a fish with a bone in it, I get one bone, I have a panic attack. Because I was taught all my life that you could choke on a fish bone. Like, what a way to go. Imagine getting a fish bone wedged in your pipe there. You're not getting it out. It's like a punji stick. You're not getting it out. Then they gotta, like, I don't know, cut your throat open, go down there with a camera. Anyhow. That's it. So you would rip the fish's jaw off and the fish would look at you like, oh my God, I'm fucked. And you would look at him like, back in you go. Sing. humane fishing at its finest. And then they're out of the water, and they're like, the fear and adrenaline is like, zapping their central nervous system. I love how the animals don't feel. Yeah, you didn't know? They don't have any feelings. None of them. So kill it, Will. Kill it, Will. Yeah, now with TikTok, you find out every animal has a feeling. You know, fish, when their husband dies, you didn't know they got married. That's right. You want to see a fish wedding? You never saw it before? We got it here on TikTok. That isn't wedding music. So like, you're going to take this fish here? You're like, yeah, let them fucking take her. And then they're off, fin and fin. And what do you know? They don't have any feelings. And now you find out that fish have a lot of feelings. Like they mourn their dead and all this type of thing. Like elephants. I love it how they say elephants come back to bones. You know? To mourn the dead. So they come back and they start rooting around this pile of bones. Like, I'm like, no. They can't find any fucking food. And they're like, hey, let's turn around and see if Morty's still there. You know, maybe we'll just eat him from the inside of the asshole out. And they go back over there and like, shit, it's just a pile of bones now. But they're rooting around there looking for meat. And then some hammerhead with a camera, they're like, look, he's mourning. This is fantastic. Wait till I tell all the white people in America. And the next thing you know, there's shirts with elephants. Save the elephants. You didn't know they mourn. They mourn. You gotta love white people with nothing better to do. Save the elephants. What? I got news for you right now. I want to put you in elephant territory. Okay? And let them charge you. One charge from an elephant, and I guarantee you'll be firing a high-powered rifle right up its fucking trunk. That's right. If an elephant charges me, I'm blowing his snout right off. Oh, yeah. You never saw anything like this in your life. It's hand grenades. Forget hunting. If I go to Africa, I go with if I'm a billionaire, I go with a vest of hand grenades. That's all. I see a rhino charge and I'm like, all you see is just, you gotta go like this because there's just pieces flying at you. You're like, the horn goes right under your armpit. You're like, Jesus, it sticks in the side of the truck. You're like, holy Crimela. That's it. I see an elephant coming. It's like, here you go, buddy. Suck on that. They probably pick it up and throw it back at you. You're like, holy shit, they are intelligent. I gotta tell everybody. You just blow up. Oh my God! You throw the grenade, and the elephant he eats it. He thinks it's an apple coming at him. He's like, ow, and it's just like rib cage flying. Oh my God! I know you're not allowed to do that. I know. I would use the grenades to like viciously wake up a pack of lions. You know how they're all sleeping under a tree somewhere? You just throw it next to them. You're like, hey guys, ting ting. Here you go. And they wake up. They're like, holy shit! They jump like 10 feet into the air. You're like, oh whoa, they are agile. Cats are so agile. You ever see tigers move around? I saw a video of a tiger moving around, and it like jumped up onto like a 15-foot platform. This is like Michael Jordan. Like, you have no idea. I said it jumped effortlessly. I was like, oh, you can't get away from that creature. There's just no way in hell. And what is it, like one paw slash? And he's got your liver in his hand? That's why, let me tell you something. I'm heavily armed going out into the wild. What's that? You falling asleep? I don't blame you guys. We're an hour in here. We went to the garage sales, guys. Come on. Listen, I've gone to the garage sale. I love it. Like, what happened to garage sale finds? It's like, hey, asshole. I've been out 3 weeks in a row completely dry. The garage sales are decimated. Do you understand? They're decimated. Would I advise anybody to go garage selling now? I mean, if you could handle 3 weeks of not finding anything, not even a blank tape, cassette tape. So anyway, so imagine my surprise when I go there and they're on Nintendo. Listen, it was raining in the morning, I'm going to be honest with you. And I just went to sleep. And I woke up, it's 9 o'clock. I said, we're not going to the garage sales. But my son gets off the couch and he's like, Dad, garage sale. My son wakes up early now, which is fantastic. That's right, he gets up and he starts taunting the dog, and the dog goes bananas, and then they're running through the house at top speed. And then I gotta crawl out of bed, and I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? What's going on here? Anyhow, what are we talking about? I don't know. So I woke up and I'm like, we're not going. It's like a little rainy out, you know, it's like one of these days. My son wants to go. He turned on me. I'm not gonna lie to you. He went from wanting to go to the garage sales to not wanting to go to the garage sales, me dragging him to garage sales, and now all of a sudden he wants to go again. So he has an agenda. I don't know what it is yet. He's looking for something. He's looking for everything, honestly, because he thinks everything is his. Anyhow. So I wind up going out against my better judgment. So now we're really not going to find anything. How's that for positive mental attitude? So imagine my surprise when we go to a sale and there's Nintendo tapes out on the table. So I see them, and bear in mind, they all have $5 labels. There we go. There we go. Arkanoid. That's right. Let me tell you something right now. Arkanoid. I want to play this with the Arkanoid controller. I know Nintendo has one. Okay, this game, I had this when I was younger, and all I can remember is the epic battles with my sister. We would fight over playing Arkanoid. That's right. And ultimately, I would pull the plug on her while she was playing. Let me tell you something right now. In my life, I don't think I've ever gotten more excitement and enjoyment than pulling the plug on the TV while my sisters were playing video games. And then hearing their shrill, and then me running and laughing like the original Woody Woodpecker. Does anybody remember Woody Woodpecker's original laugh when he was like, I'm like, this laugh should come with a hatchet. And my sister would lose her mind. That's right. So Arkanoid, good memories. I mean, Tetris, what are you going to say? Did you guys ever buy a lot of Nintendo games that didn't have Tetris? I am absolutely blown away by, I got news for you. It's Pac-Man. Let's name the top 3 most popular video games of all time. It's got to be Pac-Man #1. It's got to be Tetris #2. And I don't know what #3 would be, to be honest with you. Because Pac-Man was relevant. It's not relevant. Tetris is the same game. Like Pac-Man, they've altered it through the years. What's the third one? Donkey Kong? Super Mario Brothers. Is it safe to say that? Super Mario Brothers. These have to be the 3 biggest. I bet you that's an accurate 3. Big 3 right there. But the problem is they've all changed. Tetris has not changed. This is where they really win. The programmers didn't have to do shit. They're like, hey guys, we're coming out for with a new Tetris game on the Sega Genesis. Oh yeah, it's the latest 16-bit console. So we have our team of designers here that comprises exactly of 1 person. And this is what I want you to do. Don't change anything, asshole. It's the same fucking game. And it's still a wonder to this day, and they're still breaking records. Oh God, guys, my camera just took a heaving shit. don't know if you can see that, powering off. It overheated. I got the overheating warning. And so there we go. That's fantastic. We'll just move you to the side because you're you can't do anything but fuck me tender. Yeah, you sit the rest of the day powering off down there, and hopefully we didn't lose any files, which we probably will. You fucking motherfucker. Anyhow, there you go. Can you see my sweaty face? Yeah, they've developed new techniques for the Tetris controller now. Did you see this? They hold the controller like this or something like this, and they go like this to do the rotation on the side without the buttons. I'm like, new techniques are happening for this game. This game is an enigma. Anyhow, we got fucking Tetris. I'm trying to get excited about Tetris. It's hard. We got Castlevania. Castlevania, my little dick still gets hard. I gotta tell you, it does. When I see Castlevania, I see it in all my friends. Everybody had their different Nintendo cases, whether it be a shoebox or a legitimate plastic case, or stacked up in a drawer, or on the inside the TV console, a stack of games. And every single instance, you'd see Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. You'd see Contra. There was always a Contra in there. There was also always a Castlevania. Castlevania, guys. I could not get past the second board. I'd love to sit here and tell you that I was a Castlevania expert. I could not get past the second board. Show me another gamer out there on this fucking dump of a website that'll tell you the same thing. We got Vegas Dreams, baby. I mean, here we go. Vegas Dreams. I mean, okay. I understand. And Balloon Fight. Here we go. Light gun game. Yes. Light gun game. All right. Pretty cool early light gun game. Listen. You hear Duck Hunt now, and you're like, oh, Duck Hunt, because we all played it, we all get it. You know, it's a short game to play, and you know, Balloon Fight is too. But there was a little more to Balloon Fight, wasn't there? Though, yeah. We got Godzilla. I love how Toho got their license on there, didn't they? Yeah, Toho, that's right. You got your nickels out of that one. We know that, Toho. What a shame. What a shame that the Godzilla game, let's face it, it's not exactly a beloved NES game, right? What a shame. This should have been a hit. When did they get Godzilla right? It's like you can't get Godzilla right, and you can't get a Hulk movie right. Here we go. Here's another game that made the rounds, right? Because it was so cheap. I mean, I think this was the first game that you saw for like $15.99. Remember, it was super cheap to get a Nintendo game for $19.99. So I remember it was like Tiger Alley you could get for like $15.99. But let's face it, it's solid. It's solid. It's a solid little shooter, especially on the NES. Come on, it's solid. So there we go. This is, they all were $5 on the label. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, you know, what am I going to tell you? Not the most exciting games on planet Earth. But there we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 games. 7 games. So I say to her, you got 5 each on these games. I said, how about if I buy them all? And she goes, I don't know, 14? I was like, Gobresh. I'll pay $2 a Nintendo game. I'll pay $2 a Nintendo tape. I'm here to tell you, buddies. So that was nice. That was nice. But what it really did, what made that find really exciting, when you see Nintendo tapes at 9, say this is like 9:30 now, if we left at 9 o'clock. If you see Nintendo tapes on the table at 9:30, you know the sharks didn't come out tonight. Da, da, da. We're We're so glad you stayed in bed and jerked off on this day. So it gave me hope that the Sharks were out. In. Away, not here. So that was nice to go on with the rest of the day. And it just so happens we go out to another sale and we find this on the table. Again, not the most thrilling find of all time, but an interesting find. Number one, I mean, Gran Turismo. If we're going to talk about the Tetris or the Super Mario Brothers for Nintendo, I think everybody. Oh, this is great. This is Gran Turismo 2. 2. Okay. Everybody had a Gran Turismo for the PlayStation. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? If you played a driving game, I mean, this was it. And how did I feel about Gran Turismo the first time I played it? Because when I had a PlayStation, I got Gran Turismo. And I didn't like it. Did I give it a fair? I did not give it a fair chance. I admit that. I remember thinking the car is slow. I know you start off with a car and you got to build it up. I didn't get it. It was more of a not a role-playing game, more of a simulator. But you had to put the time in, right? I just never put the time in, so I didn't get it. And then we have Tekken 3, which is a beautiful game here. Like, so it's like this gold. I mean, this box is pretty. The case is jacked, but look at the gold leaf in there, kind of, sort of. Huh? What's that? You don't give a shit. Tekken. What? Let me tell you something. When Tekken came out, I didn't like it. Okay, I remember everybody playing Tekken. I remember going over somebody's house and everybody was crowded around the PlayStation playing Tekken. And I get it, the arcade was a hit. I remember going there and watching people play Tekken. It was interesting to watch, but man, oh man, I'm not going to lie to you. And I'm not going to sit here and tell you. I just felt Street Fighter. I was like, well, I want to watch Street Fighter. I want to watch World Heroes. I want to watch Art of Fighting. I was not into this 3D shit, man. I was not into it. I wasn't buying it. It was a curiosity. Of course, you looked at it and you said, oh, wow, look at that, and whatnot. But when Tekken hit PlayStation, I was just like, not interested. And a lot of people played it, and a lot of people had a lot of fun. I get it. It just wasn't for me. I just could, the whole 3D thing just rubbed me the wrong way. Just didn't like it. I wanted side-scrolling. I wanted pixels. Guys, I don't know. We're at a bet. We're at a bet. Anyway, oh, these were 50 cents a piece. Like, what am I gonna do? Am I gonna leave that there? Am I gonna leave that there for $1? Whatever. Guys, we had another camera on the brink of dying because my phone is always low on charge, because every week I get the message that my viewing of my phone is up another 20%. I love this message that they send you. It's a message that basically says, you're a complete loser from Loserville. Congratulations. Every week your life gets worse. Guys, do you realize you just tuned in to the greatest video game program in the history of human civilization? And you better believe that. With the 4K face! We'll see you next time. Guys, we do a hit program. You have no idea what's happening here. This is a hit show. Okay, it's the Advices program. People write into me because they need advices. Horrible things going on in their life. They put advices in a header, and we give them wonderful advices just like this. You never saw a guy drive a lawnmower so fast. I'm like, am I getting my lawn mowed or am I getting a lawn job? What are you doing, an asshole wedding? 60 grand? I love this asshole wedding. If I was going to have a wedding, it would be in a backyard with plastic chairs and a Weber grill. And a cooler full of beers. Tell him to cut the grass. Everybody's got something to fucking say. He's tearing apart my deck. I got my tongue so far up my wife's asshole. I'm here to tell you, I like to eat ass. So there we go. My mother watches. Are you happy now? I'm the embarrassment of my family. What's that? You want to run across a cookie tray full of 10-penny nails? I don't blame you. Listen, I'm taking my shoes off. I'm right next to you. Guys, this is the Advices program. Email me with your horrible problems. I know you have horrible problems. I'm looking into your living room right now. Oh my God. What is that? Who did your crown molding? Jesus Christ, get some caulking. Guys, email me, okay? And we'll solve your problems just like... Patreons, I want to tell you how grateful I am for your support. We'll see you guys next time. Guys, exciting day. The Bithead 1000 t-shirts are in. Oh, you heard right, baby. Are you kidding me? Listen, guys. You put the shirt on, your dick gets 3 inches bigger, you get ripped abs, and your wife shuts the fuck up for once in your life. It's true, guys. Listen. Made from the finest, I don't know, polyfibers from China. Here we go. It's the Bithead 1000 t-shirt. Listen, you put it on, instantly you're a winner. And then you look down and you realize you're wearing flip-flops, and then you realize you're nothing but a loser again. So here you go, guys. Listen, link below. Link below. Get yourself a Bithead 1000 t-shirt and tell the rest of the world to suck your cock.